Hi, why do you have a gun on me? I'm unarmed. I will pull over. I'm unarmed. I'm sorry, you have a gun drawn on me, so I'm a little panicked.
Police. And I can do anything I want to this person, and this person can't stop me.
Please share this video with everybody you know, because there is a psychological abnormality. Call it a mental glitch, or maybe even a genetic disorder, even a disease or a mental illness that predisposes a person to want to become a police officer and act like this guy right here. We're going to watch this clip real quick, and I'm going to show you from the words of a person who is pro law enforcement, who is a member of law enforcement, and who actually trains law enforcement, what they think about you and what they think about me and what they think about the general public who just wants to exercise rights. I know this right here is a little old, but this is still very much in play because cops continue to do this. And they have a mindset and a belief that they can do it and get away with it because they do it and get away with it on a routine basis. Check this out, and we're going to look at the psychological underpinnings of why these cops do what they do.
What are you doing to me?
What do you mean, what am I doing?
What are you fucking driving? Hi, why do you have a gun on me? I'm unarmed.
You off this bike. I'm moving this bike. I'm going to dump you.
Now, at this point, it's worth noting that the motorcycle rider has no idea that this guy is a King County deputy. No idea. This could be just anybody pulling a gun on him for God knows what.
Get your ID out, please.
That right there is called legalized armed robbery. This deputy is putting the motorcycle rider in grave risk. Anything could happen. What if the motorcycle rider decided to defend himself? All it would take is a pull from this trigger right here, and the motorcycle rider is gone.
You have a gun drawn on me, so I'm a little panicked.
Police.
Let me show you the mindset, this particular mentality, where a cop believes he has a higher claim over your life and property than you. He truly does believe this, and it's encapsulated with what Tim Kennedy says right here. Remember, Tim Kennedy, he's this former Army Ranger, UFC fighter, and he trains law enforcement, specifically street cop, and he's talking to, remember street cop training? We're going to go over a couple of those excerpts here in a second from the civil rights lawyer, but in street cop training, I'm going to show you what he says, but I'm going to show you what he says here first, because this right here, this mentality summarizes the thought process of every single law enforcement officer.
Go and train. If you're not in jiu-jitsu, you need to be. There's no excuse. It is a superpower. If you ever have to use your hands to control a person and you don't know jiu-jitsu, I just pity you.
And don't get me wrong, it is a good idea to empower yourself, to know martial arts, to understand styles of self-defense. But he goes even further with that in this. When I say
it's a superpower, you think about this. There's 7 billion people on this planet. There are 6.999 billion people that I can walk up to, and I can do anything I want to this person, and this person can't stop me.
Does that not summarize the entire spectrum of law enforcement thought? Listen to what he says again.
There are 6.999 billion people that I can walk up to, and I can do anything I want to this person, and this person can't stop me. Mm-hmm. That's what a superpower is.
That right there is Dennis Bonino. We're going to get to him in a second. He is the CEO of Street Cop. Some of you are familiar with what they teach and how they act and how they instruct law enforcement audiences. Some of you don't. Stay tuned.
Looks like. And that superpower is accessible to every single law enforcement person on the planet. You just go and start training.
And whether they're training or not, it is accessible to every law enforcement agent because they know that the general public perceives them to be authorities, to be somebody who legitimately has the right to command them, and they, the general public, has the obligation to obey, or they can expect to be punished by the law enforcement officers who have the mentality that Tim Kennedy just described. This also is Tim Kennedy addressing not an audience of military men, but an audience of so-called peace officers.
Nothing else I'm good at. I love violence, I love fighting, I love shooting, and I fucking love freedom. It wasn't that long ago that we were drinking out of the skulls of our enemies. Like, you know, like, I'm gonna fucking murder this guy.
He says it wasn't that long ago where we were drinking out of the skulls of our enemy. And he loves violence.
Then I'm gonna take his head, then I'm gonna cut his head in half, and then I'm gonna boil his skull, and then I'm gonna drink out of that skull.
This guy is training law enforcement officers who are going to go back to their communities with this training under their belts and these ideas in their heads, and they're going to carry on that hero warrior spirit that was imparted to them by the likes of Tim Kennedy and Dennis Bonino and these guys.
I'm not talking the guy who's the court, you're like, oh,
there's Dennis Bonino.
I am not a citizen of the United States under Act 1260. Shut the up, right? I'll be a pepper sprayed, tased, windows broken out, mother.
Talking about pepper spraying and tasing and brutalizing and initiating violence on somebody who's trying to hold him accountable by recording this police interaction.
I don't want to hear his exit. I don't want to fucking die at like 91 with hookers and cocaine around me, you know? So we watched your body cam videos. We don't think you got a voluntary consent. Here's 7 pieces of case law, fuckhead. Stop trying to back the 19-year-old dispatcher. Talking
about being the subject of an investigation by Internal Affairs.
I would be remiss if I didn't remind you or let you know that I have a 3-inch dick.
I'm not the one with a 1-inch dick.
I watched this car come off the highway, and I fucked the shit out of the female driver. She doesn't want to fuck me back.
South, just a while, west, south, wherever. You don't believe me? Run from Georgia State Patrol. Run from me. Somewhere along the chase becomes... Neither confirm or deny there's some videos out there with me doing just that.
So clearly, these people love and glorify and teach their audiences to love and glorify violence as though they didn't already love and glorify it enough.
A Reserve West Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff's deputy who shot into the back of a fleeing car is facing charges tonight.
Sean Pardazzi was fired in February, months after the initial incident took place. He's now facing charges of illegal discharge of a firearm and obstruction of justice.
Vehicle in park.
Fuck up, right?
A stream can rise no higher than its source. These guys teaching the law enforcement audience are telling you they love violence. Drinking out of the skulls of our enemies is a great legacy. Threatening to assault and tase a guy who's trying to hold me accountable by filming me is the way to go. A stream rises no higher than the source. These guys are the source, their audience is the stream, and their audience, the stream, is going to take all of this information back to their communities where they're going to feel even more empowered to trample your rights and jeopardize your lives.
I'll be a pepper sprayed, fucking tased, windows broken out, motherfucker.
CBS News discovered the founder of Street Cop, Dennis Bonino, was a street cop himself in Woodbridge Township, New Jersey. Public records revealed Bonino was disciplined by the department 3 times in 5 years. In 2015, 3 women accused him of using excessive force and racial bias. Woodbridge Township paid $50,000 taxpayer dollars to settle before it went to trial. Bonino never admitted wrongdoing. Woodbridge police say he retired from the department at age 33, weeks after that lawsuit was filed.
His department allowed him to retire and refused to hold him accountable for his actions as he and they display this psychological abnormality, this mental glitch, this genetic disorder, this clear mental illness.
Then he went on to create Street Cop.
The day we go out and go, I'm going to pull over 20 people in a row for the sole purpose of asking them a series of questions and make up your own questions. Something as simple as, hey, how you doing? Where you come from? You know, hey, where you going? Be real friendly about all stuff and just see how people answer questions. You will learn general baseline.
This is interesting what this guy right here is saying, because Dennis Bonino put out a video on his Street Cop YouTube channel that says exactly this. The name of the video is How to Build RAS, Reasonable Articulable Suspicion from Roadside Questions. I'm not going to go into it right here, but if you want to see me give you a breakdown, this eye-opening breakdown of this video right here, leave a comment. Let's continue with these knuckleheads.
In the videos, Kenny Williams with him sitting in the driver's seat. He's finger fucking his computer, really just playing Tetris, not doing anything. And he's asking them very simple questions in the midst of, you know, his investigation. Oh, so who's that in the car again? Oh, where'd you guys say you're going? You going for a long time? I have family out that way. Making up a story and trying to engage them in a casual conversation.
Making up a story to try and engage you in a casual conversation so that when you slip up, and you will, they're going to do the thing they wanted to do the entire time and build a case at you so the prosecuting attorney can throw the book at you so they can generate revenue for their political masters. In other words, the reason I pulled you over is so I could give myself an opportunity to figure out why exactly I pulled you over. But wait, there's more.
In Indiana, speed limit for trucks is 65, cars is 70. There's no fucking way that any car should ever be behind a semi if they have the ability to pass it. So when you do that, if you're coming through Indiana, I'm gonna fucking stop your ass. Like, he has the whole left lane to pass his fucking semi, but he's gonna sit right behind it. It makes zero sense. It's not logical.
It's not logical. So this man is standing on stage. That's an interesting freeze frame right there. He's got wings. He's far from an angel. They're wings of a devil. So what he's admitting on stage to his law enforcement audience is that every single person, even if they're not committing a crime, is to be viewed as a guilty suspect. But they ain't done yet.
You're trying to get a little boo nanny poontang, whatever the hell you call it, okay? There's an approach. You don't walk up and say, "Hi, what's your name? How old are you?" Sounds like casting couch, doesn't it?
Kicked in the dick one too many times. When we get in trouble by IA, when we lose our motivation and inspiration, I harped a lot.
We could lose our motivation and inspiration if we're getting investigated by IA. Their motivation and inspiration to what? Steamroll over your rights? This is the mental illness I'm talking about. It's not just relegated to a few in the law enforcement community, it's epidemic.
On all the negativity, how many times I got kicked in the dick because they didn't want me to go out there and hit a trap, and they didn't want to hit money, they didn't want to hit me kilo. I hit 15 kilos, I hit 300,000. I'm still getting yelled at. I'm still getting yelled at.
Somebody with some kind of fucking thing on their shoulders or neck collar or fucking whatever. Say, hey, we watched your body cam videos. We don't think you got a voluntary consent. Yeah, here's 7 pieces of case law, fuckhead. Stop trying to back the 19-year-old dispatcher. Get a fucking life.
The bottom line is they view you as less than human. They look at you as someone they aim to, and it's their goal and it's their aspiration in life to dominate you. This is the mental illness that infests the minds of the people in the thin blue line.
There are 6.999 billion people that I can walk up to and I can do anything I want to this person and this person can't stop.
That is the face of a control freak psychopath. If you like these videos, maybe you'll like some others. If you want to support this channel, you can do it for free. Just like this video, share it with everybody you know, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon. But remember, your rights don't end where tyranny begins. I'll see you in the next video.